In almost every way, the 2013 Range Rover adheres to tradition, but makes things a little bit better. Unfortunately, as far as in-car technology is concerned, most things just stayed the same. If you're spending $110,000 in a car, you expect certain things from an infotainment system. You expect, for instance, to have a nav system that allows you to enter in a street address without having to wait for every button push. And unfortunately, that's not what you get here. If I'm entering in an address that's in Somerville, Massachusetts, every time I press a button, S, O, M, it's like Wheel of Fortune here. And yes, it guesses it for me, but you know, I would much rather have Vanna White because she's a lot faster. If I go back to the home menu, yes, this is great. I get summaries of what I'm listening to. I can see where I currently am. I can see that my phone is connected and I have my settings right here. But at the same time, if I want to search for something a little bit different to listen to, if I, let's say, I'm tired of swimming in the Billy Ocean and want to get to some Phil Collins, I'm going to go to Browse right here, and to get through, I'm going to have to get out of this folder and start scrolling down. Page, 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 page. I mean, these are things that a $25,000 Ford Fiesta doesn't have this problem. I'm going to press the camera button here. I have two views. I have junction view, because we're in a British car, and curb view, spelled with a K. Junction view shows me how close that car is parked, and it shows me what's around that corner, but it doesn't give me any relation to what this car is. So I don't know if I'm going to hit that car. I don't know if I'm going to graze this building. I just know that they're there. If I decide I'm going to do curb view, that's a little more helpful. It shows me how close I am to certain lines, and it's more of an overhead view, and it makes sure that I don't scrape the wheels. But even so, you have a screen whose quality is not really up to par. There's no night vision. At night, this is almost impossible to see because it relies on the car's own exterior lighting. It's lackluster. I have dynamic cruise control, but it only works over 25 miles an hour. If you come up on a traffic jam, it'll slow you down. But the issue there is that if you're stuck in stop-and-go traffic, you still have to hit the gas and the brake. What this car decidedly does not have, that almost every car from the competitors, from BMW, from Audi, from Mercedes, from Cadillac, do have, is internet connectivity. This screen is limited to the information that's in it. You can't connect to your smartphone or an embedded 4G connection in order to look for a nearby coffee shop, or do a Google search, or look at Google Maps, and those are things which are becoming commonplace on inexpensive cars and mid-range cars. In the back, you've got two screens in the headrest, but do you think your kids would like to plug in something to an RCA input, or do you think they'd rather watch HD video on their iPads? Up here in front of me, I'm looking at two analog gauges, but they're being reproduced on a digital TFT screen. Now, why I'm limited to an analog display that Range Rover has decided is the best way of displaying information, I don't know. Range Rover went to all the effort of putting this TFT screen up here. Allow us to do something with it and get more information out of it than you would from analog gauges.